and then I'll move this over and I'll bring you the keyboard. Okay, you should be good now.
Is it working now?
It's working now.
Can we see both of us? It says offline over here.
It's a new one.
Oh. So we have to give everyone the new link again.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Here.
Okay.
So there's a share button down here. Get that.
Okay, new link.
I was hoping it would just start up again, but apparently YouTube doesn't let you do that.
Okay, hold on. I gotta delete your
And you should have people back already.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, I saw people trying.
Where?
It's on right there.
Oh, yay!
Can everyone hear everyone?
Can we hear me and Jenna? Are we good? Maybe, possibly. Yay! Odette's here. Hi. Oh.
Your Discord.
Where is it? It won't open on me.
Open in Chrome. Oh, sorry. Hit Control N.
God dang.
Here.
Share the link. It should still be copied.
Start hitting Discord.
What?
Start hitting Discord. And then hit enter. Okay.
You can bring it back over here.
There you go. Now you're good.
Okay.
You should be good now.
Goodness. Okay. Link shared to Jenna. Okay. Yes. Sharing everywhere. Sharing there.
Hold on, guys. 1 second.
Okay. Where are we? There we are. Yay. Okay. Let's see. I got Aphrodite. Hi. And Kylie. And Myth Interpreted. Hello. Yes. Oh, is Jenna too quiet to hear? Or just quiet in general? Oh, Aria's here. And Lexi. And Kelsey.
I was saying goodbye to Cliff.
Bye, Cliff.
Everything looks good.
Oh, they say, Jenna, your volume's very low.
Okay.
Crank it up.
We can crank it up on our end too.
Okay, be magic.
Okay. Yeah, we can do it on our end. So
We're fixing it.
they said she's a little bit too low.
Yes.
Oh, we're at maximum.
Oh, never mind.
It's her.
Jenna has to do it herself.
I thought maybe the volume had been turned. Was turned down.
Everyone appreciate my 2001 Lord of the Rings goblet. It has Frodo on it that you probably can't see, but he's there. Is your volume up now, Jenna?
Not yet. I'm still posting. Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you. Hi, Vanessa. And Casey. I forget if I said hi to Casey already.
Yeah, I can see like a boost.
Oh, it's just iced tea in the goblet, Casey. I'm not that fancy. Iggy is right here. I might see if I can angle the camera so you guys can see him. Let's see. We got Tunnel. Here he is. Oh, God. Oh, God, the camera.
Okay, hold on.
There we go.
Oh, God. Oh, God, the camera.
There we go.
Okay, yeah, I can hear that. It's hella low. Hold on, let me see what I can do. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, he is the tub of egg, the kitty worm. His tunnel is like his favoriteest thing in existence. He has this little tunnel, and then he has like a circle tunnel, and he'll like literally run around it if you run your hand across the top because he wants to hunt you. Snow is sleeping in her toy box right now, Kylie.
I was gonna bring her, but I can't get her.
And Willow is in the berry. Hannah suggests that we're only hearing Jenna through my speakers.
Oh, maybe. That makes
Um,
sense, actually.
Also, hi, Hannah. Suggests that we're only hearing Jenna through my speakers. The echo.
well, because the microphone can't pick up that speaker.
We're working on getting Jenna some volume.
Yeah, I'll check out the settings here.
Because I've got it as loud as it will allow on my side.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Chad's figuring it out. Let's see. Who do we got? We have Malinora and Hannah. And who's new? Cody, Natalie, Jennifer. Hello and welcome. Technology hates us. We've already had to restart the stream. It's a good time.
Yeah, I got it on the loudest I get it. I can yell. I'm Italian.
Yeah, Jenna can just yell through the entire stream. Like right up to the mic.
They can still hear you, right?
We can still hear me? Can we hear Aaron? Maybe? I don't know. No one's telling me if they can hear me.
There's a little bit of a delay, so that's the problem.
Stupid delay.
Twitch doesn't have any delay, but YouTube does.
Brian says yes. Yay!
I'm just gonna scream. Hey guys, what's up?
Oh, Sam's here and Vanessa.
Fun.
Who's new? Oh, Leanne. Tamara's here. Hi. We're still trying to figure out Jenna's volume.
I have it as loud as I can make it.
So my volume's good. Jenna just needs to scream into her microphone the entire stream.
Yeah, I think it's getting your microphone's input of me because I got it the loudest I can.
Just watch. It's going to be like fixed spontaneously, and then it'll just be you screaming at everybody. Oh, goodness.
You guys aren't going to see me anymore. I'm just going to be in this corner talking into the speaker. Hey, hello, everybody.
Let's see. Hi, Steven. And I don't know the actual name of Lost Train of Thoughts, but hello. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure I follow her on Twitter.
So it is grabbing it directly from Zoom.
Okay.
It's not coming from a speaker. It is coming from Zoom. So I'm trying to figure out if I can amp up a little bit.
It's Zoom that's the problem. Tisk.
What if I use, I don't know if your pod is called.
I feel like the volume appeared on that one.
Yes.
Jenna Moreci ASMR, I love that.
Oh my God, Jenna. Iggy, you want to come say hi to everybody? No? You want to bathe just out of reach? That's cool too.
Yeah, it's 100%. We can't go any higher.
But why isn't it working? Why doesn't technology like us?
It is working. It's just Zoom is somewhat muted, apparently.
So what do we do? Literally have Jenna scream the whole time?
You might have to.
I'm sorry. Oh, he doesn't want to be in the stream. Oh God.
Yeah, like she does sound a little quieter, but it is on our end.
Apparently, this is just a forever quirk. No live stream will ever cooperate for me. Casey says, what if we put the mic next to the speaker so we can hear Jenna?
Hang on. It turns out I might be able to go to 110% volume on Jenna. She might be 110% right now.
Okay, Chad put you at 110% volume somehow.
Can they hear her better?
I don't know. Say something.
Hello. My name is Jenna Moreci and Heart.
Is that any better, or is Jenna still super quiet? It's a tiny bit better.
Okay, we're going to 125%.
Why does it allow
Don't
125%?
ask questions, it's fine. Try now.
Jenna, come back. I love you. I don't know where she went. We've been abandoned. That's all there is to it.
I got my AirPods because I was wondering if that would help. I don't know if it would.
Well, I've brought her up to 125%.
Okay, you're at 125% now.
Holy shitters. Computers. Then I crossed over.
Is that any better? Or is she still super quiet?
Hello, farts. Can you hear me? Say farts. I'm just gonna say farts over and over and again. Maybe it's the voice in the AirPods. Better.
Could we just
Quiet.
bring the speaker closer to the microphone? Is that a possibility? Should we try that?
If you want. It has to be right in front of it, though. Unless I change the microphone. Yeah, it has to be right in front of you. But what we could do, what we can do.
What?
Okay. Weird.
Okay, I got your
It has to be right in front of
the speaker. Say things, Jenna.
Hello.
Oh, actually, she's already louder. Just from.
Well, I changed something on my end. So don't do the speaker thing.
Okay,
What?
I put it down.
Put it back this way.
Hello. Can you guys hear me? I changed the button. I can hear.
Yay!
Okay.
Success.
All right, that's better.
I'm happy now.
I need my mouse back. Thank you. Yay! Oh, goodness. Okay. Stig's here. Hi, Stig. And whoever Free is, hello.
Oh, I was trying to get Butters.
Butters, come on. Cooperate.
No, she wants to play. No, I was trying to get because I was walking away.
All right.
Maybe it was her. Son of a bitch.
Oh, God.
Okay, so everything's good now?
No, apparently it went away again.
Jenna?
Yeah.
I'm doing everything for the record. I've done what I could on my end.
What do we do?
Use something else next time.
Wait, hold on. How about this?
Here, I'm going to 150%. We are now 150%.
Yes, Stig says we should all take a minute and read Heart and Soul while we wait. That is an excellent plan.
That's not. Hold on.
Everyone says when I did the speaker thing, it worked.
Okay. Well, you know what we can do
What?
is I can change there's a setting on here, so we can change it to pick up sound from directly behind it. So instead of holding the speaker in front, we put it here.
Okay.
Now this may have mixed results.
All right, we're testing a thing.
Okay.
Okay. Can we still hear me okay? Yes, no? Maybe so.
Delay.
I know. I hate the delay.
Yes, they said yes.
Okay. Can we hear Jenna now? We have the speaker pointing.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jenna Moreci, and sometimes I fart. Can we hear me?
Yay! Okay, success! Woohoo!
Everything's good?
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Everyone can hear Jenna.
Everyone can hear you.
Yay! Thank you all for being so patient while technology fucks us around.
I'm going to sneak up on Butters. Don't tell her.
Do it. Everyone be quiet.
She saw me. Come here. Come on, sweet girl. Come on, you little floopy floop.
Butters,
No,
come
she
on
ran
the
away.
street.
No, she ran away. She
Oh.
thinks I'm trying to play.
Farts are cool. They are. Jennifer Brown. They are. Better out than in. I'm a classy lady. Okay.
It's true.
Come on, Fufu. Come on.
Butters,
she's
join
just gonna-
us. So do we want to start? We have 3 options. We have like our general romance discussion that Jenna and I are going to chit chat about and everyone can join in. We have a round of rip it or ship it with some wildcard tropes to introduce. And then we have a Heart and Soul / TSS Q&A. So
Come on.
whatever
What do
you
you
guys
want,
would like
Butters?
to start with. I'm cool. I'm flexible.
Romance. Rip it like a fart. My kind of woman, Casey. That's why I like you. Come on, Bush. Do you fart? You only farted twice that I know of. Both times it was shocking that such a smell could come from such a small woman.
The little ones are always the most dangerous. So what I've done for Rip It or Ship It, I have a bowl that is pretty much all the characters from Heart and Soul and a lot of the characters from TSC. So we get
Can't
the
be all
option.
of them. 'Cause that'd be
Not all of them,
insane.
but lots of them. So I'll pick 2 characters and then we will discuss whether we would rip or ship. Everyone is free to join in. And then I have a bowl of tropes that we're going to apply to this pairing and see how they would do.
Yay!
Okay.
I'm so excited for this. Butters, why are you barking at me? Come here. I told you could come here.
Butters, come on. Okay. We have Pippa and
Oh no.
and Kyungmi. So for those of you who have not yet read Heart and Soul, Kyungmi is the idol group manager. She is mildly terrifying, but extremely efficient.
No, I rip it.
Yeah, no, I don't think Pippa would enjoy herself very much in that situation.
I could 100. My first thought was this would be an amazing older sister, younger sister pairing.
Yes, Kyungmi
Right?
would cut anyone who came for her.
Yeah, that would be amazing as a sisterhood. Like that would be one of those great tropes of like the big scary protecting the little
Yes,
cinnamon roll.
the grumpy
But-
Gus and the sunshine.
Right. That would be perfect, but as a relationship, no. No.
Yeah,
no.
They can be
Rip it.
besties.
I
Okay.
ship Pippa and a 5-foot wall of security and safety.
Hi, Gloria. Okay.
Gloria, that is very astute and accurate.
Tyler says Willow
Well-
rips all the ships. She probably would. She's kind of grumpy. All right. Wild card trope to apply. Oh God, Iggy's running.
I highly doubt it will help.
Snowed in.
Snowed in would just make the sisterhood stronger.
Yes. They'll just have hot chocolate and marshmallows and sit by the fire
Right.
and talk.
She'd just be keeping her warm, you know? Like, it's okay. Don't have nightmares. Little duckling.
Oh, that'd be so
By the
cute.
end- Right, by the end of it, Pippa would have a fucking music deal.
She would. Everyone's here for the sisters. Kit says
Yeah,
they play
I-
Connect 4.
Yeah. See, I ship it as a friendship.
Yes. Friend
Different
shipping
kind of
it.
ship. Oh,
Sure.
I stole the girl. I stole her.
Oh my God, she's so cute. Butters. Yes, Casey says like Anna and Elsa. That's the vibe they got going on.
Build a snowman? Do you want to build it? Okay, those are lots of kisses. Thank you. Do you want to build a snowman?
Should I put the characters back in the bowl to mix up with other characters or leave them out when I'm done?
Maybe leave them out and then mix them up later.
Okay, that's smart.
Look.
Okay,
Hey, Butters.
let's
Yeah.
see. Mix in the bowl.
Do you want to build a musical career?
Okay, we have
Pippa's song would be like, I carried a bag of meat. I carried a bag of meat. I've got a big bag of meat. I've got a big bag of meat. No one is going to get that until they read TSS.
but I get it.
It's going to be like the new hit after TSS comes out called Bag of Meat. Everyone saw me. I got a big bag of meat.
Okay. These are both TSC characters. There
Oh
are
no.
Rondies and Orion.
Oh no. I kind of ship it just because they're both like burly man, but like one's evil and one's good.
Orion can
mean-
just tame all of Rondi's wilder instincts and be like, let's not murder someone today. How about that?
This could be like an erotica thing, like the burly man who's evil gets tamed by the good woodsman burly man. Like we got one eye, evil bad guy with lots of muscles, and then the woodsman good guy, good guy with lots of muscles, and then they just fuck.
All right, you
I
guys get on
ship
this fan fiction. Okay.
Stig's message was retracted. It's juicy.
All right. Okay, wild card trope. Someone's a shifter. Does their ship change at all if someone's a shifter?
Hello? Oh, obviously Orion is a werewolf. Like,
Yes.
like this changes nothing. I already knew it.
Butters. Kit says it's a lumberjack and pirate dilf, and I can get on board with that.
Yeah, I ship it. Right? Okay, Butters. Okay.
She's like, Mommy, I need to clean out the inside of your mouth a little bit.
She's like, I'm a werewolf.
Flavors. Oh my god, I love her tongue. She's so cute.
Okay.
Yes, Orion the werewolf. Oh, TM Sparrow's here. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Okay. These are two of my characters. I don't know how many of you have read, but we have Ungi and Juan, and I'm 100% going to ship it because they were together before the start of this book.
I was gonna say this is like an old ship.
It's a canon
This ship
ship.
has sailed. This ship has already happened. It's
Yes.
sailed. So I don't ship it only because it's already happened, and now they're in a good spot.
That's true.
They're in a good spot.
We'll
just
friendship
being
it.
friends. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's like this isn't even exciting. They already made out and all that shit.
Casey said we can be poly, yes.
Okay, that's a good point.
That is true.
So that changes everything.
I don't know how Tessa would feel about that. But,
Well, Juan is handsome.
Stig says that ship sank like Elsa and Anna's parents. Oh my god. All right.
Stig's gonna
Wild
cause me to
card.
die.
Okay, the wild card is the drunk love confession.
That seems like something Juan would do. Is that just me?
Well, based on history, more likely Ungi, but I would not be
Oh, no.
surprised if Juan was the one who did do a drunk love confession to start that off.
I can see either of them doing it.
They
for
can just
sure.
get
But my
drunk
first
together
thought was,
and confess to each other.
right. I love you. No, I love you. And then Butters is like, I love you.
Butters loves everyone. She can just shove her way between and give them both kisses.
Right. That's what she would do.
And Casey, I feel like that already happened. Yeah, probably. I don't have a canon full history, but that seems likely.
That seems, yeah. I believe it. I believe it. Do you believe it, Butters? Your tiny little head.
Her head is so small. I love her.
It is. I constantly put her ears down and just go, oh, don't get loud. Just go, look at her head. Okay, well, your other ear.
Her eyes got all crazy.
It's because she's on camera. When I do it not on camera, she's just like, whatever. And now she's on camera. She's like, Mom, you're embarrassing.
Yeah, no one else is allowed to see. Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay.
New ones. Oh, we got one from each of us. So we have Tobias and Olivia, who is Tessa's mom, and she is like a gem. I want her to adopt me. She's significantly older than Tobias.
Yes.
So,
I'm like, this is little gross.
yeah, we're not going to May December it. I'm going to rip it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I support them being friends.
Yes. She would take really good care of him.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about them, like, fucking. That's, like, really weird. Aphrodite was like, Tobias is mine.
You got to share with Layla.
Yeah.
Okay. Wild card trope. Oh god, I grabbed 3. Okay, no, this one's awkward. It's the oh no, they're hot. I mean, they're both very pretty humans, so they could have that reaction, but we're still gonna rip it.
Olivia's like, oh no, he's hot because he's 21.
Yes.
That's like
And he's
normal.
all
And
ripply.
he's like, oh no, she's hot, even though she's got a daughter who is older than me. Like,
Yeah, but she's a MILF, so it's fine.
right. Fuck. Sorry, this is so weird.
Casey said, I scared my toddler with how loud. What? Casey, put words in order. Anywho, she scared her child. Yes, Stig says it's all that sexy sugarcane labor. That is exactly what it is.
I purposely chose a laborer job that was sweet. Get it? But
Oh god, they're fine. Oh, okay, no, immediate. So we have Pyong Ho and Eungi's mom, who I did not give a name because she does not deserve one. Yeah, I'm gonna rip it. She's evil.
Yeah.
She deserves no love.
This wasn't even hard. It was just no.
Tyler says Olivia caught him all sweaty after work.
You guys are gross. Rip that with a chainsaw. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, they're all stuck together. Okay. Oh God, no. I don't like the wild card trope.
What is it?
Fated mates.
Sorry. I just like spit all over my laptop.
Oh, what do you do when your fated mate is evil?
I mean, to be fair, that's like the plot of like half of romance books and like half of erotica.
That's
fated
true.
to fuck someone evil, but usually it's a guy, and it's like that's okay because
We're subverting.
She's special because she's a woman, right, Butters?
Mm-hmm.
Are you evil?
Butters is not evil.
Oh, she's a sweet little girl.
Nia Matt's here. Hello.
Hi. I'm gonna put you on the ground.
If I missed anyone else who hopped in, I'm sorry. Let's see.
Yeah, I rip it.
Yeah.
Butters has the light of Satan inside her.
Yes, Butters
Don't
planning
reveal our
world domination. Okay. We got one from each of us. We got Delphi and Sung Soo, which is not going to work because Delphi is a lesbian.
Yeah, I was like, the thing is they would be like, if you think about it, okay, like take out all the sex, they would be like a great duo for like controlling everything. You know what I mean?
They'd be so organized.
Right, they would be like the perfect like people to like run anything. I was gonna say run a business, but you could like control. They could be like managers. They could, fucking create a management team, like managing.
They totally should. They could just help Layla manage Thesson.
Right.
We'll get a portal. Pop him through there.
I ship them as business partners.
Yes, I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But not sexy time.
Hi, Micah.
Because one of them only likes vagina.
Yeah, that's a problem.
The other one I think is bi, but that doesn't matter. Am I
right? Yes. I picked a not applicable trope because it's the belligerent sexual tension. It's like, I hate that I like you.
I only like women, but suddenly it changes because the card was drawn.
Yeah.
No,
fate has decided.
Right. I don't know. This is too awkward at that point. It's like, what is happening? Delphi could make it work.
Tyler says, does sexual preference matter when shipping? That depends who you're playing with.
Right.
If she were not a lesbian, then they would go big together.
I know, for me, it's just hard to not think of that because my first thought is, well, he's a guy, so
yeah,
why?
But he's a very pretty guy.
But he is a pretty guy, and he's a good guy, and I like him.
Yes.
So maybe if she swung both ways, but what are you doing, girl? Oh, she found another sock. Where are you finding them?
She's a secret
Cliff must have
sock
just-
gremlin. She hoards them away
Well,
for
Cliff-
when you take them away.
Cliff takes a shower, and then he leaves his socks on the floor, and that's how he finds
Clifford.
them. I know, he's off at the appointment, but she found, this is the second sock. Look at her go. She's just dragging her around like, yes, my precious.
Aphrodite says they could be a power couple who don't bang. I approve.
Yeah, they could be fucking a celibate couple, right? Right, Bunny? With your socks, she's just enjoying her pop. Let her have her fun.
Okay. Got one from each of us again. We have Enzo and Minju. They'd be cute. Minju's pretty.
No, wait. Is
Minju is Kelly's husband.
Oh, okay. I couldn't. Okay, I'm trying to remember sexual preferences. So I was like, no.
You know, Minju
Okay,
likes guys.
Yeah, it's not like a full ship, but it's like I could see the ship.
Yes.
I could see it happening. It could work.
They'd be pretty compatible. You don't want to fuck with either of them. Minju could
Right.
learn like fighting skills from Enzo, and they could have like sexy wrestling scenes in the book. See, these
Yeah,
ones
I
need
can
the
see it.
belligerent sexual tension. It would work so well.
Wait, is that the trope you got?
No, that was for the last
Oh.
one, but it should have been for this one.
Right? Because if it was for that one, it would be like, yeah, slam dunk, home run, whatever the fuck. I don't know sports. Okay. Whatever the term is, it would work.
Yes, Arya says the ship is out there somewhere on the horizon.
Yeah, like I can see it happening. Is it like a home run? I don't know, but it could work.
I got our
could work.
trope. There's only one bed.
Okay, it's gonna work. It's gonna work because Enzo's heart is in his penis. So that's what I always say. Like it's true. So it's gonna work, guys.
They
you
can
heard it
snuggle
from
up.
me.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I ship it. The trope made all the difference.
Sometimes you just have to lay pressed up against someone in the only bed available. It changes things.
Everyone hates on that trope, but I love it. I'm
Me
like,
too.
Oh, there's only one bed. There's only one bed. Yes. It's not believable, but I don't care.
It's totally believable.
And yes, we can make it work. Oh no, I see your face.
It's
Oh no,
Milo and Wimbledon.
I ship it.
I mean, Wimbledon would be happy with that.
That's what I'm like. Wimbledon would be thrilled. Milo, not so much. But
Got that cucumber
but
dog.
Wimbledon's still alive and Milo isn't. So
Hannah ships it.
yes, one of them gets a say and the other doesn't. I'm just gonna go with. I'm gonna root for Wimbledon, the sexy daddy of Cyborg Central.
Oh God. I was gonna say that's Stig's name, but he's Sassy Daddy. Okay.
Casey wants to know what the trope is.
Oh, there's only one bed that everyone should love. So for this particular trope, we have to draw an additional character because it's the love triangle.
Love triangle! Oh no! Okay, keep going.
Casima.
Oh, well, Milo would be super happy with
Yeah.
Casima. Like, that would be the fucking highlight of his life.
Would
Wimbledon,
Casima
not
be
so much.
upset about Milo if she were just like shoehorned in there?
No, Casima would be like, why the fuck am I here?
That's fair.
What's going on?
But the cucumber dong.
This is definitely Milo's love triangle because we got Wimbledon who wants Milo and Milo who wants Casima and then Casima who's like, I don't want to be here at all.
Like not touching anybody. Stig says it's the ship
I-
Milo deserves.
I support this. I would love to read a book about this where Wimbledon is like, Milo, come to my room. And Casima's like, I'm gonna go hang out with Asher. Bye.
Oh,
I
God. We could
wanna
turn it
see
into
this.
a love square.
Oh no. It's gonna be Asher. Cosima will be so happy, and Wimbledon. And then Mila will be lost in the dust.
Okay. Okay, they're both from yours. We got the Queen of
No.
Kovar and Masumi.
Oh, that's
Does
perfect.
Masumi like ladies?
They're both ace. So
Oh, they can just be like super romantic besties.
right. Like it was perfect. I ship it. Well,
I feel
mean,
like they'd be a super power couple. They'd be so
mean,
efficient.
right. I mean, like the Queen of Kovar is also a romantic. I haven't gotten that far with Masumi because she's not as important as Queen of Kovar. Sorry.
Masumi can just pine for her from afar.
Right. Well, they could also just be like a really great team. So I ship it team-wise for now, but maybe we'll explore other options in the future.
Myth
But yeah,
Interpreted
what are
says
the odds
ace
of the
power
two
couple.
ace girls? Right. Ace ladies. The ace of spades.
Okay, our wild card trope is enemies to lovers.
Oh, that works perfectly. Okay, I can't say things.
Oh, got me
You
excited
know.
for nothing.
Because you've read CSS, but you know that certain realms are not on good terms with one another. I'll just say that. Here's my mustache, guys. Just be distracted by the mustache.
I mustache you a question.
I can't say anything else. Someone's like, you need this. Thank you. I tried. Buttercup is just laying on the floor, chewing her sock. Good girl.
Okay, no, I'm totally shipping this pair. It's Minjae and Hylas.
Oh, for sure.
They'd be so cute together.
There's no question. That would be the most adorable. I could see them like holding hands and like skipping through daisies.
They totally would. Minjae would be all over that.
That's really cute. I like that. I ship. We got the little pink hair and we got the freckles.
Yes.
Really cute
Minjae is group baby.
hair. Yeah. And Hylas is just Sessions.
He's also baby.
Yeah, he's a different kind of baby.
The trope is going to add intrigue. Someone is not who they seem. Who's not who they seem?
I'm trying. What could it be?
I don't know. Everyone
I feel like
contribute.
it has to be. Well, but the thing is like neither of them are like that way. You know what I mean? Like Hylas
That's
is
true.
super like he wears his heart on his sleeve, and Minjae is just like so like I'm the baby. Everyone takes care of me. I can't imagine him hiding something. You know?
Maybe they don't know that they're not who they are. Maybe
Right?
they're
Okay,
like
that's-
kidnapped at birth.
There we go. We're just gonna go with that because there's no other reason. Minjae is actually 36.
No, he's not. He's a baby. He's 24.
He's like this. He's like baby,
Yes.
little puppy.
Casey says Minjae is actually daddy.
One of them is secretly kinky. That's Hylas. It's not a secret.
I love it.
It's all the babies. It's the sweethearts. The little sweetie pies. They're the kinky ones, okay?
It's always the quiet ones.
Right. So he's kinky, and you know it right when you meet it because you need to meet him because he's a little sweetheart. Can't trust him.
Nope.
They like whips and chains. Now
Kelsey says,
sorry.
Kelsey says Minjae's on vacation somewhere acting like a civilian and meets this guy and wants to be seen as a normal guy instead of a celebrity.
He figured it out.
Yes. Kelsey
He's
knows
secretly
all.
famous, and he didn't tell him. There we go, because he just wanted to be loved for who he is. There we go.
So
Oh no.
we got June, who is Tessa's dad, and Layla.
Oh no! This is another weird one.
Another May
Your
December.
character's dad.
I ran out of characters in mine, so they told me to add her parents. So I did.
I mean, well, I will say Layla is in need of a good dad.
That's true. We will
So
like
can we
parent
ship
ship
them as-
this.
Yeah, can we parent him? Because he is a good. Like, can you imagine? Like, he calls Tessa Peanut, and he can call Layla like Pistachio.
It's like a little bowl of mixed nuts. Slowly gather all the
Right?
stray children.
Almond, cashew. maybe.
My little
Oh,
cashew is really cute.
Right. You can call her cashew. Is there a nut that starts with L? Legume.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, Nate, that's wrong. Are there any nuts that start with L? Someone look it up. Aphrodite's like, good, then I can have my Tobias to myself.
Tablela is the only ship. Yeah, I ship them as a surrogate father and surrogate daughter. Tessa can be her sister, and they can have so much
Yes, I approve of
fun.
this.
Because, yes, but I don't ship them as romantic. Oh no, what's this one?
It's the marriage of convenience. It's okay,
so
they don't have to
gross.
consummate it. It's fine.
Well, it can be like, what's his face? The guy from I was gonna say Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, and Sansa.
Yes,
They
it'll
didn't
be like that.
consummate it.
Like, I'll protect
Okay.
you and never touch you.
Right. Except for like a pat on the head while I say, there, cashew. There.
Hannah says lima bean.
What? That's so cute. I support
Yeah.
that.
Little lima bean
and
Layla.
peanut.
I love
Lima
it.
Layla. I love it so much. Yeah. Okay. I ship that. I father ship.
Yes, I am on board parentship.
Oh man.
Okay, we
Oh,
got two
no.
of yours.
Oh no.
It's Bo and Kaleo.
I ship it because they're both hot. They're both sexy. I want to see them bang. And if Bo dies, which sounds like something Kaleo would do, I don't give a shit. So I ship it. That was easy. That was simple. I ship it. And if Bo dies, that is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
That's fair. I'll ship it too, just because Bo is kind of a douche canoe, so I'm not going to cry when he dies.
You're right. I mean, he's already dead, so it can be just a ghost. Kalebo. I love that candy Kalebo.
I love it.
That.
Hi,
I
Candy.
mean, if you think about it, that's like the sexiest ship trope.
It's fake dating.
Who would need the fake date? Not Bo. I guess it's Kaleo.
Maybe they
But-
just need to be cute so that everyone in the tournament thinks they're together. But like, they're not dangerous. They're occupied with one another.
Okay, well, that kind of makes sense. But yeah, I was gonna say Bo doesn't need a fake date because there's people who are just like, "I'll suck your dick for free." So
Not
I don't-
wrong.
I'm gonna assume that maybe it's after Caesar and Neil died, and Bo is like, "I'm pathetic, and no one is protecting me. Help me, Kaleo. Let's pretend to be fake dating." That's what I'm gonna assume happened.
I can get on board with that.
Yeah, and then their romance grew into more, and then Kaleo killed him because that's what he does.
Because Kaleo doesn't know how to feel his feelings, so he just gets rid of the
Yeah.
source.
Kaleo has issues. Kaleo is undercover. We're just on our honeymoon.
I want to watch that movie now.
This is a great pairing. I'm glad it happened. This made my day.
Yeah, Kelsey says, they're cute. We don't want them to die. It's the Hunger Games. Send them gifts.
Toad's not here to assassinate a guy.
Nope, no.
No, never. That's not the point at all. Why would you even think that? And then Kaleo kills it. Time to write some fanfic. I support you. Just don't send it to me because I don't want to get sued. Where's my cat?
You dropping things? Okay.
That's what I do.
We got Kelly and Kasima.
Oh no. No, rip it.
Kelly's way too
Kelly
nice.
deserves better. Yeah, Kelly deserves better. Let's be
Also,
real.
I don't think either of them like girls.
Mm-mm. I don't think they do either. But even if they did, Kelly deserves better. Let's be real.
That's true.
Kasima is a piece of shit.
Okay, so their trope is secret baby.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
How did that happen?
Casey
Baby?
says, I think Kelly would lick Kasima's ass, though.
What? Wait, where is it? I think. Oh, I thought you said lick Casima's ass. And I'm like,
That's what I read, and I was like, oh God, Kate. No, Kate.
No, Kelly could probably kick Casima's ass. Secret baby. I'm only gonna assume that Kelly and Minju had a baby, and then Minju died because he went off with Enzo. Oh no, Minju went off with Enzo. Okay, right.
All right.
And Kelly left. He left her with a baby. What a piece of shit. And then Casima was like, "I'll be here to pick up pieces somehow," because Casima fucking sucks.
She doesn't seem like she'd be good at that.
No, I still don't ship it. Kelly, just raise the baby on your own. Don't let the baby suffer from Casima and her selfish ways. Okay.
Layla and Pippa and Delphi will help.
Exactly. Her lick too.
Okay. The last two for this round is Tessa and Romulus. And we're gonna rip that.
Yeah. I love it. Like, no question. Okay, Tessa and a hired murderer.
A really
like
old
60.
one, too.
Yeah, who's like 60 and sad.
Yeah, let's not do that. But let's see what their trope is. No!
What is it?
It's friends to lovers. I don't like it.
Wait, why would they be friends?
I don't know. Maybe Tessa doesn't know what a piece of shit he is.
He's
Being
an
crafty.
old man. He's an old man who's sad and hold on, I got a text from Cliff. I'm here and I found his office. Oh,
Yay.
love you. Love you. It's a new doctor, that's why. Yeah, I don't ship it, and I don't even think they'd be friends. She would be like polite to him because you have to.
He would
be
have
as
to
a
hide
woman.
his entire personality.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. Do you guys want to do another round? You can vote. Because I can mix them up again. Everyone says, hi, Cliff.
Hi, Cliff. Yeah, he can't hear you because it was via text message, so that was nice of you guys. He's at the doctor's. Normally, I go with him to doctor appointments, but I'm here. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze.
Hi, Carrie. Bless you, Jenna.
I'm sorry. Where's Butters? Well, she went off.
Butters
She probably
abandoned
was
you.
talking. She
Butters,
probably
come
heard
back.
us talk.
Okay. All the yeses outweighed Hannah's nah. So I'm gonna mixing them up. Hannah is sending Cliff some intense greeting vibes through the ether. Hello, Cliff. All right. Okay. Oh, God.
Cliff.
Why is the first one I picked terrible?
Oh, no.
It's Ungi and Tessa's mom. Gonna not go there.
I mean, technically, Tessa's mom was like, he's so cute. I distinctly remember that. So I'm
Yeah.
going to ship it from her perspective, but not his.
No.
Because I respect Tessa.
That's just like a porno waiting to happen.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't want it. Not a fan. Not a fan. Do we need the trope for that?
Yes, because they're hilarious.
Well, I guess it's a good point. Clay.
Okay, they're gonna be fake dating.
Okay, well then if they say fake dating,
Yes.
and they never make it real dating.
I like that plan.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe
They're just
like
pretending to
something
be-
happens to Tessa and they need to like cover for it because Tessa's mom looks a lot like her. So
There
if they
we
just like from a distance put like sunglasses on, no one would be able to tell.
I support this plan, and it's not gross. So long as they don't make it gross.
Yeah,
I'll be
no.
watching them to make sure.
Ungi would be like horrendously awkward the entire time.
This is my girlfriend's mom. No big. My wife's mom. No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Kid says, I don't want this in my house.
What are you talking about? We all love disgusting incest. We all love it. That's how the internet is.
Oh, God.
Bye,
Okay.
Aphrodite.
Bye. Thanks for coming. We got Brandi's and Pyong Ho. Nope. Pyong Ho is way too nice to get up.
What are you talking about? It's a
No.
perfect pairing. We got so many nice people involved in this. It's perfect. Perfect, Aaron. I ship it.
Bye, Hannah.
Great.
I don't want to ship it.
Bye,
That's
Jeff.
wild card. Oh God.
Bye.
They're also gonna do the marriage of convenience. Why
Oh
would
no.
why would Brandi's need to marry Pyong Ho?
I want to know how this is convenient for either of them.
It's
Like,
not
Ronnie's
marriage of
whole thing is-
inconvenience.
Right. Ronnie's whole thing is, I don't want to be married. I want to be on the throne by myself. And Pyong Ho is like, hold my beer.
Bye, Gloria. Okay.
Don't let him squish the poor cinnamon roll. He's going to squish the cinnamon roll.
Yeah, Casey says
He's
Pyong Ho
gonna
must be
die.
preserved at all costs. I agree.
I don't ship it. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to ship this one either. We got Milo and
No.
Kyung Mi. She's definitely a lesbian. Not interested in the
Milo-
cucumber dong.
Like the man of all men. He could sway her. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
I mean, Kyung Mi's
Milo-
alluring. He could be into that. Alluring
Milo-
older lesbians.
Fucking so many people were like, oh my gosh, I love Milo, he's my favorite. And I'm like, what happened to you? I mean, like, I wrote him and I can't stand him. Like, he fucking sucks. People are like, oh my gosh, he's my favorite. And I'm like, why? What happened? Tell me your trauma.
Okay.
So I wouldn't wish him on anyone.
That is
That made
entirely
me feel
fair. She's going to be stuck with him, though, because they're going on a road trip.
Fuck.
That would be a really annoying road trip.
They could just be like road trip buddies. They will just, you know, and then when they're done, she's like, bye, bitch. Milo could fix her. At least he just thinks that himself. Yeah, that is something he would think.
Bye,
Fucking
Micah.
Milo with his fucking elephant dick.
That's like his one redeeming quality.
Yeah, all he has is a penis. Well, not anymore because it's smashed to oblivion. I'm just saying.
Casey says, thanks, I hate it. Okay. Queen of Kavar and Kaleo. Rip it or ship it, Jenna.
Oh my god, this is such a great pair. No, it's not even like it could not be more polar opposite. I mean, at the same time, they're both like ruthless,
Yes.
but like entirely different kinds of ruthless. It's not gonna work for me. I'm sorry, but the idea of it like literally almost gave me an aneurysm. So I just had to take a moment to be like Kaleo and the Queen of Kavar.
Kylie says the queen deserves better. Oh, but
I mean, she doesn't want anything. So
that's fair.
She deserves better as in nothing. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean that like that's what she wants. But but like it's just so weird, like the thought of it, because he's so reckless and she's so calculated. It's oh no.
They would be the excellent assassin team.
Yeah, they would if they were both like yeah, they could fuck shit up together, but they couldn't fuck each other's shit up. But they could
I
fuck
love
shit
it.
up together.
Bye, Tamara.
Bye.
They're going to be snowed in together. I guess they could plan
Okay,
world
yeah.
domination together. That would be a good time for that.
Or one of them will end up dead. The alternatives are either they will plan to take over the world, or one of them will be dead.
Probably
That's what's
Kaleo.
gonna happen. She's gonna murder his ass.
Okay, we got Kelly and Bo. I feel like teenage Kelly would probably be okay with this, but adult Kelly would be like, fuck no.
I mean, like maybe a one night stand, if that. You know, like it's. I mean, like, he's gorgeous and she's beautiful, but he has nothing else to offer outside of that. And I feel like she cares about more than that, you know? So it's kind of like the fancy free side of me is like, yeah, ship it. But the realistic side of me is like, oh no.
Plus, I don't think she would really have patience for a misogynist.
Yeah, and
she'd probably just like punch him in the balls and then walk away.
And someone who literally like is so fucking stupid they cannot form a fucking normal sentence.
Oh, but they're getting accidentally married, so someone got drunk and went to Vegas.
Well, that was just the drunkenness just brought out the fucking teenager in her. She's like, he's hot, I'll marry him, whatever. And then they got married and she was like, I hate myself. And we were like, we do too.
Would she get anything good in the divorce? Does Bo have money?
Yeah, he's rich. He's a lord. He's super rich.
Excellent.
She was calculated this whole time. She was just trying to.
She lured him to Vegas.
Summer home. Yes, there we go. She had ulterior motives, and they make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I support it now. I ship it. I ship it for Kelly to get rich and Bo to die penniless.
I like this plan. It's a very good plan.
Yeah, I'm for it.
We got Orion and Wimbledon, who would also love this pairing.
Well, no. Orion is too old for Wimbledon. Orion is in his 30s. So both of them would be like, ew. Wimbledon would be like, oh, he's an old man. And Orion would look at him and be like, you're like 70. And he's like, doesn't matter when it's me. I'm young and youthful and wonderful. Ship. So needless to say, I ship it.
Let's see. Their wild card is a second chance romance. So why were they together and why did they break up? Why are they back together now?
Oh no, that everything that brings up is so inappropriate and disgusting. Like the thoughts in my head, like how are they together before? It's all horrible. So I'm just not gonna say anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm just gonna say I rip it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Orion deserves better. He does.
Yes.
He does deserve better. What he deserves is therapy. Where are you?
She's eating socks.
Yeah, she is. She's been gone a while.
Okay.
Where's my food?
We got Hylas and Masumi.
They're not into, like, I mean, one, yeah, no. I rip it, but not because they're bad people, but Hylas is gay and Masumi. Well, Masumi, I haven't figured out her romantic preference yet. I know she is asexual, but even so, he's like 10 years younger than her. No.
But they're going to be enemies to lovers, Jenna.
I love enemies to lovers. Okay, I ship it. It's okay now.
Arya says, don't even rip, drop it in the shredder.
No, I'm shipping it just because it's enemies to lovers. Like, it works now. I'm just gonna say that.
We're just gonna apply the same logic as we did with Layla because it's Pippa and Tessa's dad. No, it's okay. He'll just be a really good dad to everybody. He'll adopt all of them. We'll just scoot Rodney's out of the picture. Tessa's dad can be like, I'll take care of all of you. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, Pippa is Layla's sister, so obviously he's going to be a dad to Layla and Pippa. There we go.
We need another nut that starts with P. She can't be also peanut. Unless she's a Pippa peanut.
A Pippa nut. There's got a pistachio! A Pippa pistachio. I figured it out, guys. I'm a genius.
Hell yeah. Their wildcard trope is going to the hometown for Christmas, which would just be really cute. Pippa would have the best Christmas ever.
That's adorable. I ship this as a father ship.
We'll take the 3 good sisters home for Christmas. Cosima can stay alone somewhere. Okay. Got 2 of my babies. We got Sungsu and Minjae.
That's so weird. I I don't think I know, because it's like daddy brother and baby brother. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's fair. I was like, I feel like Sungsu would be incredibly uncomfortable in this scenario.
I don't like it. I don't support it. I want to spray it. Get
Okay.
away.
Their wild card trope is the drunk love confession. That would 100% be Minjae getting drunk. Like, but I love you. Oh, now I'm sad for him.
I don't like it. Oh, it's so gross. Like, it's like incesty. I know that. Hi, Butter.
Butters, you're interrupting mommy's incest thoughts.
Yeah, she came back. I mean, like, I know that it's not actual incest, but it's like incest. I don't like it. I don't support it, guys.
Okay. We got Layla and Minju.
I can see that. I mean, like, let me say that to Layla forever is like my end game. But I'm not sure how much love there would be there.
But Minju would be a good husband.
Exactly. It would be respect.
Yes.
They would have a lot of respect together. So I ship it for, like, if it was a situation where it's like, we got to make the best of this.
Yes.
They could work.
Casey says Minju is a considerate lover. It's true.
He would rock her world based on her needs.
Yes. I got the most accurate wildcard trope because it's Secret Royal, which is Layla. It works perfectly.
Exactly. There you go. We figured out their whole story.
Let's see. Oh God. We got Juan and Romulus. Romulus is really old. And also a murderer.
I'm just like,
no.
gross.
I'm gonna rip it. Juan deserves way better.
It's really, really gross. It's really, really gross.
Okay, their trope is belligerent sexual tension. I feel like Romulus is mad over how pretty Juan is. He's like, God damn, distracting.
No, Romulus, like, would be annoyed. He's like, oh, young people living their lives and being happy.
How dare.
Miserable. I want everyone else to be miserable too. So that would be his deal. He's like, Juan is happy and enjoying his life and successful, and I'm blackmailed. That would be him. So I don't ship it even a little. Not even a little.
You probably won't ship these either. We got Enzo and Cosima.
Oh, they're perfect. I ship it so much. I should have written it. A gay man and a horrible, horrible woman.
It's the perfect pairing. They got forbidden romance, Jenna.
Yeah, the forbidden aspect of it is that Enzo has taste. So that's what makes it forbidden, is that he would never in a million years consider a woman as a piece of shitty as Cosima.
Hi, Meg.
Oh, it's Meg! Hello! Hello! She's here. We're playing Rip It or Ship It.
Yes.
We're having a great time.
Okay. Got two of your babies again. We got Delphi and Tobias. Your face was already scared before I said them.
I mean, like, we got two. They have so much in common. They both like women. Okay. So, like, I friendship them.
Stig ships it.
I friendship them. Like, I ship them for friendship.
Their wild card is there's only one bed.
And they will sleep foot to head. Or even if it wouldn't matter.
They could cuddle.
Yeah, they would spoon each other and wake up like, you got morning wood. Oh, I don't go take a shower. Like, it wouldn't make a fucking difference. Like, they see each other like brother and sister. I know because I wrote them, okay? Delphi's got Tobias's back. Delphi is trying to get her sister laid, okay?
Mm-hmm.
She's not into Tobias in that way. Toby is a little spoon.
He is a little spoon.
They can switch off.
Yeah, Stig says back to
So
back
why
while they
did you
talk
do
about
that?
how much they love and support Layla.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
cute. I got
have
the
so
worst
many
one.
things planned for. Oh no, I have so many things planned for future books that I can't say, and I'm just trying to keep it on the DL. Okay, what's the shitty one?
Oh, bye, Lexi. It's Ungi's mom and Tessa.
Oh, they love each other. They're
So
the
much
best of
love.
friends. They're the best of friends. They love each other. They get along so great. I definitely bet.
Their wild card is the oh no, they're hot. I think
Sorry. For anyone who hasn't read the book, please know that I was being sarcastic. Oh my god.
yeah, you'll know when you
Okay.
read.
I don't think that I need to explain that I rip it.
Yep. I mean, Ungi's mom can be real mad that Tessa's a hottie, but that's probably
Yeah.
about it.
And maybe Tessa's mad that I can't rationalize it anyway. I take it back.
Yeah, that's good. Take it back.
Yeah, I can't do it. I tried.
Okay, so that is the round done. Do you want to do the very short Q&A? And then we'll do our romancy chat?
Sure.
Okay, so I have 6 submitted questions. You guys can feel free to ask anything in the chat too. Since most of these are applicable to TSS, I'm going to answer and Jenna's going to answer. So you guys get like a double feature.
Awesome.
Okay, so Lexi's question was, how is the process of turning the idea for Heart and Soul into a structured outline and finally a first draft? There was no outline at all for Heart and Soul. It was like a fever dream writing it in 2.5 months for Camp Nano. There was no plan. I just wrote it. It was just supposed to be a fun project. And then it became a fun project that I never wanted to let go of, so I didn't. How was your process, Jenna?
So the process of outlining TSS was a nightmare and it was horrible. And that was because it's a companion novel to TSC, which means that it takes place at the same time as TSC. It's the same timeline, which means that I had to make sure every single activity lined up with TSC, which by itself sounds complicated, but not that bad. But when you have a cast of about 40 characters, it's a fucking nightmare. So I would write, I would plan scenes, and then I would have to basically, while I was outlining TSS, I would have to read TSC and be like, where are characters? And you would see like a brief moment where one character would be there for a sentence. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I had a whole plan with a scene of them in a different part of the palace, but now apparently they're in the labyrinth for a sentence. Like, fuck me, So it was really, really complicated to outline and plan TSS because I had to make sure everything lined up perfectly. I had to have an excuse for everything. And a lot of the things that I wrote in TSC, I had planned ahead of time, but I had planned it not with the intention that I would have to then explain it in TSS. So it's a process of trying to make sure all of these mechanisms line up together. And because of that, usually takes me like 2 weeks to outline a book. With this, it took me about a month to outline the book because I had to make sure everything lined up perfectly. I was really, really happy once it was finally done. I felt like everything lined up perfectly like a well-oiled machine.
It did.
But
it's
yeah,
beautiful.
Thank you. But the process of it was like, I'm going to kill someone. Yay. And that someone is myself because I did this to myself.
You just made it so
not fun.
difficult.
Yes, I did it.
Let's see. Stig asked, how was editing Heart and Soul after a draft process like that? It was actually not terrible because kind of what I do is I will like do the second draft from scratch. Like I'll have the original that I have open and then I'll just kind of like compare, but like shift. So like in the first draft, Kyung Mi did not exist because smart me forgot that idol groups would need a manager. And some of the character dynamics changed. I made people a lot nicer in the next version. But yeah, it wasn't really that terrible. I edit pretty fast in terms of like shifting things in the draft. And yeah, it was good. Kylie asked, who is your favorite character to write for? Definitely Kelly, just because she has very little filter and she's just super
Does
fun.
she? I didn't notice that, Erin.
Never. No one would ever notice that about her. All her text messages with every character are like my favorite thing to write because she's just like maximum Kelly. She needs that to translate over text.
Yeah, her text messages are so funny because she's just like, if you want to fuck him. Like that's like her, like the
She
vibe
doesn't
I
have
get.
time for pussyfooting. She's like, do the thing.
Yeah, she just goes for it. Is Kelly an Aquarius?
No, she's a Leo. Tessa's an
Okay,
Aquarius.
yeah. I was gonna say because Leo is a sister sign for Aquarius, so it makes
Yes.
sense. I support it.
Let's see. Aria asked, do you remember any non-spoilery scenes that you wanted to do for TSS but then realized you couldn't because of things in TSC?
No. Everything that I wanted to be in TSS is in TSS. There's every Butter!
Butter's crying.
Yeah, Butter's going nuts. Everything that I wanted to be in TSS is in TSS. I mean, like there's stuff later on in the story that I want to write, but I have to save for TSA. But that's not because like, oh,
Making
it's
us
too
wait.
spoilery. Yeah, it's just the wrong timeline. So people are just gonna have to wait for the third book. But yeah, everything that I wanted to include in TSS is in TSS. Butters! Barking at something.
Okay. Meg asked, what was your favorite and least favorite part of writing your books? My favorite is that it's like super squishy romance, and I like writing that because the reason that I started writing Heart and Soul was as like an emotional break from the historical fiction I was writing before that, where like everybody died, and I cried for like the last 2 days finishing it. And I was like,
Isn't that sweet and fun though?
yeah. So I'm like, I need to decompress. So it was like very healing and extremely enjoyable to write. And least favorite, not really anything about the writing part. It was more the proofreading at the end of this process that drove me insane.
I was about to say, was it the cover stuff?
Oh God.
Not the was it the business shit? Was it people not responding to emails?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, love
I'm
that.
not saying anything. Nothing's happening.
What was your favorite and least favorite, Jenna?
My favorite part, fuck. Well, it's hard for me to say because this is something that people have asked me about. Butters! This is something people have asked me. Can you guys hear her?
I can hear her.
Okay, well, whatever. This is something people have asked me about, and every time it's really hard for me to answer because while I was writing TSS on and off, Cliff was doing really poorly. So I would have like 3 months where I was writing it, and then 3 months where I couldn't write a single word because he was doing so badly. So it was hard for me to really say I left the drafting process because half of the drafting process was me not drafting at all. It was Cliff being in like a really bad spot. And normally I really enjoy the actual writing process, but it was hard for me to fully enjoy it because it kept getting interrupted with health problems and CRPS.
Mm-hmm.
So in recent, days, I would say the most enjoyable thing was finally getting the cover for TSS because it was, I know, I'm so excited.
So pretty.
Because it was like, I was like, oh my gosh, it's finally coming together. The least enjoyable thing was that there were hiccups along the way. Like my first cover designer went dark for 3 months.
Yep, love that. That was the best
that
part
was great.
for me.
Thank you. I had to delay my whole book release, but no problem. So like shit like that, just like business hiccups that didn't have to happen. I'm one of those people where if I have to delay my release because Cliff is, having neuropathy or something came up in my personal life or I made a mistake, that is easier for me to handle because it's kind of like, well, it's in my life and it's within my control. And either I fucked up or something within my world fucked up. But when it's other people that you trusted and you like gave money to, and then they fuck up, it's frustrating because it's out of your control, you know? So that was something that for me, I would say was frustrating to deal with. But finally getting the cover and having it be beautiful and having the process go really, really quickly, that was that was really, really exciting for me. So now that things are finally going forward, it feels really, really good because I worked really, really hard on this story, and I worked hard on it during a time when, you know, shit wasn't easy for us. You know, Cliff's been in and out of different treatment centers and getting different diagnoses and stuff, and finally has the diagnosis and is so it's nice to finally have things on like a clear trajectory.
Yeah, that process with the cover artist or cover designer and all that stuff almost ruined my release. Like I literally got the final proof on Friday and my book came out Tuesday. So I did not know if it was going to be good until like right before, when it would have been too late to fix it. So thank God the proofs were perfect. And I was like, yay.
Yeah, it was. And I can't say anything because I know too much. I know I can't say, okay. I cannot say anything publicly, so I'm not going to.
That's fair.
But I'll just say it was extremely frustrating, and the excuses were not great. Okay, moving on.
Yes. Let's see.
Bye,
if
Kit.
Bye.
Oh,
Let's see. Yeah, Stig says people are still waiting for the second book. Shush. Questions. Xander says, does anyone ever plan out their readers' ships? Not the canon relationships, but playing to the potential madness that is shipping. I'm pretty sure majority of my characters are shippable with one another because they all have really good chemistry. They're all super close friends. So it would not be unreasonable for anyone to ship them.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't plan that shit out. Like I plan the ships that I tend to set sail. Like if I plan to set those ships sail or have them set sail and then crash and burn, like that's what I plan. I think about, like, for example, spoiler, Raphael has a love interest coming up later in the series because he's still alive when TSC is done. This is not a spoiler. You guys know he is still alive at the end of TSC. So he's still alive at the end of TSS. So he's gonna come back. Enzo, another one who is still alive at the end of TSC and the end of TSS, he's gonna come back. I already have love interests for both of them. And this is something that I have been thinking about from the moment that I created their characters. So I've been creating their love interests with the exact intention of crafting them to be well made for them in ways that will make them shippable, but also contrast with them in ways that, you know, will create potential drama in the relationship that I need for the story. So, Butters, hi Butters, I see you. I see her little butt. She's hiding, her little butt sticking out. But yeah, I don't think about I will, yes, more Enzo, please. Yes, Enzo will be coming back. Enzo is one of my favorites. He has to come back. But I will be writing and think like, oh God, people are gonna ship these two people, huh? Like I was writing, I was like, people are gonna ship Kaleo and Tobias, huh? and then like people will write me like, I wrote Kaleo and Tobias fanfic, and I'm like, that's great.
Oh God. Bye, Meg.
Yes. Bye, Meg. But yeah, like I think about that, but I don't plan for it.
Yes. All right. Kylie's other question was, what was your favorite scene to write and why? I don't know if I have a favorite scene. The honeymoon, everything surrounding the honeymoon works well for me.
It was fun. It was cute.
They're just super awkward nerd babies falling in love.
Who doesn't love that?
Exactly. What was your favorite? Did you have a favorite scene?
In TSS, my favorite scenes were in the climax so I can't say anything. It was chapter 32 and 33. I can say chapter 32 and 33 are my favorite. Chapter 32 has something really horrible happen that a lot of my betas are still mad at me for. I think Erin knows. Like, something happens in chapter 32 that made a lot of people not like me anymore. And then chapter 33, I feel like I redeemed myself, okay? Because cute stuff happens in 33. All I can say is that it's the climax. And I'm sorry I'm a bad person, but also chapter 33 shows that I'm a good person too. I'm half and half.
Jenna gives and Jenna takes.
Yeah, there we go. It's in the opposite order.
Let's see.
You're so funny.
Nima asked, which character did you hate writing? Well, the characters I hate the most are Ungi's parents, but I didn't hate writing them because it's still a really interesting interaction. But as humans, they're my least favorite.
Yeah, people always assume that you hate writing the bad guys because they're like, ew.
No, they're so interesting.
But I enjoy writing. Exactly. I enjoy writing Rondi. Like, I think he's a piece of shit, and I think he should die in a fire. But I enjoy writing him because it's interesting. It's like a good psychological analysis, you know?
Yes.
So the characters for me that are the least fun to write are like the ones who are not interesting, and I avoid writing characters who are not interesting, you know?
Yep. Kelsey says Ungi is just freaking out because he has a crush on his wife. It's true.
Yeah, that is accurate. That is the truth. That's what happened.
Arya just read the honeymoon before she came here. It's a good scene. I love it.
She's like, I had too many feels and I needed to calm down.
That's what I live for. Giving readers the feels. Let's see. Kelsey asked, is there a scene you cut that you wish you could have kept? Not in Heart and Soul, but in book 2, because Korea went and changed their military laws, and I had to cut out so many cute scenes, and I'm bitter forever.
Nothing I personally had to cut out in TSS. I've written so much for my thought dump for TSA, and I'm already knowing that a lot of it I'm gonna have to cut because it's just not necessary. So
just
I
have it as bonus features on the website.
Yeah, I have a feeling that for TSA I will have a lot of stuff that needs to be cut.
Just write it and send it to me.
Again. Ask me again in a year, but I had nothing I needed to cut. Those scenes are so cute.
TM Sparrow's getting Heart and Soul. Good choices. Good choices. I approve.
Yay! Buy it.
Let's see. Kepler asked, how many books do you have planned? For the Soul series, there's going to be 12 because I have no self-control. There'll be 7 for the boys in 24/7, and then 1 for Kyungmi because I put her through a lot and she deserves love. And then there will be 4 planned for the girl group.
Yay!
Yes. And, other books randomly in there. But that's for that series.
I love that. So many books, guys. So many good books.
How many is yours? How many books are you doing, Jenna?
For the Savior series, it will be at least 4. Okay, so I can promise 4. So there's going to be TXE, TSS, TSA, and then the 4th book.
It doesn't get letters yet.
I know the acronym for the 4th book, but I'm not saying it. So there will be at least 4 books in the TSS or the Saber series. Most likely more. It depends on okay. I made a series video recently about how if you know how to end a series, but you leave a little string hanging, you pull on the string and everything goes to crap. The 4th book is going to have string hanging, most likely.
Yay.
And most likely I'm going to pull on it, in which case there will be at least 3 more books. But I'm not holding myself to that because it's going to be years from now. Who knows how I'll feel? Maybe I'll be in the mood to write something different. Maybe I'll want to take a break and explore other genres and then come back to it. So I'm not holding myself to it. there will be at least Arya's the Savior's part. How did you know what my fourth book is called? The Savior's part. But yeah, I'm going to have at least 4 books, and then after that, I may continue on and do more books of the series. I may take a break and work on something new. Who knows? But there will be at least 4 books.
Yeah,
Probably
I'm excited for every one of them.
Me too. I have plans, guys. I have plans.
See.
Wait, Butters?
Butters. Kat asked, what series of events / ideas led to the concept of these books? So I started learning about Korea in general because one of my friends at the time wanted to move to Korea. So I was like, I help research because that's just who I am as a human. So I like literally would just watch like all these, not documentaries, but like YouTubers who are Korean and live in Korea, or expats who live in Korea, and they do like all the culture videos and stuff. So I watched like a ton of that. And this friend also got me into K-pop. It was a time. By the time I got to writing Heart and Soul, I had significantly calmed down from that high. But yeah, that's where that came from.
For the Savior series, I am very aware that this is going to sound crazy, unless you do it too, in which case, hey, we could be crazy together. I'm very into music, like really into music. And when I listen to music, I create what I call mental music videos, where I listen to a song and I create a little music video in my head to go with the song that matches it. And quite often it's a very elaborate story. And there was a song called Head Like a Hole. It's a 9 Inch Nails song. 9 Inch Nails is one of their bands, but specifically for the AFI cover of 9 Inch Nails version of Head Like a Hole, I had a very specific mental music video for it that involved a bunch of men competing in an underground competition with red writing on the wall that would tell them what different paths to take or what different moves to make and things like that. And the whole thing was being orchestrated by a redheaded woman in like a bright white glowing lab, and she was orchestrating everything behind the scenes. I would listen to the song and just like veg out and imagine this scenario. And every time I would listen to it, I think I should make a music video. I should make a music video with this song. And, I have no skills in that regard at all. And then like literally this is a mental music video I had for years, maybe even a decade. And then one time I was listening to it and I was like, what if I just wrote a book? That was like, and it blew my mind. It's like, why hadn't I considered this? And I went home and I immediately started outlining it. It was the fastest I've ever outlined a book. I outlined it in a few days and I was like, oh my gosh, like this whole time this could have been a book. So the redhead in the glowing white room became Cosima. The glowing white became the Savior's celestial power. The underground tunnel where they're navigating the challenges became, the labyrinth and everything. And so it became a whole book series, all because I was listening to a cover of 9 Inch Nails.
I love it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like, I do the same thing, Jenna. Oh, yay, we're twins. Songs are the best inspirations. Yeah, music for me is very inspirational for writing. So after that, I just kind of like went with it. Like, anytime I listen to music, I'm like, just get ideas.
Yeah.
Thanks, 9 Inch Nails.
Odette says, I remember that high you had. Yeah, literally, if you knew me when I first got into K-pop, I was dragging you into that rabbit hole with me. If you did not already like it. I introduced so many people to it. Well, yeah, because I was like, I had like a 2-week period where I was like, I can't listen to anything else. And I was like, I need people to talk to about this and I need them to get on board. So yeah, I spent like a month doing that.
Well, K-pop is delightful.
Yes. But yeah, and Odette at the time, because she does gorgeous art and a lot of it was K-pop people. And I basically just like threw myself at her on Tumblr and I was like, your art is so beautiful. We should be friends.
I love it. And then a beautiful friendship was born.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, good night, Casey. Okay, Kelsey says, I'm pretty sure it was longer than 2 weeks. 2 weeks was the initial high where I literally could not consume anything but that.
She was being conservative, okay?
Yes, but the high was like a slow glide down. I needed time to adapt to all that sensory input.
Exactly. All those lights, all those colors, all that pink and blue hair. Come on. You know I'm right.
Kylie says I was the one who got them into K-pop. And yeah, I got so many people into K-pop. Got Kelsey into K-pop. Just flinging it at everybody.
I think YouTube got me into K-pop. Butters, come down.
But then I was very excited that you already liked it. And I was like,
Yeah.
Jenna, do you like
I remember
BTS?
you talking to me about K-pop, and I was like, girl, I know. BTS, EXO, Shiny. I'm already a fan. I'm already here. I got fucking BTS and EXO on my CSC playlist. On my TSS playlist, I have BTS and EXO, as well as there's a few girl groups. Girls' Generation. There's another one, but I can't. 4 Minute. Is that a band?
Yes.
Okay,
That's
that one.
Jenna's
I know the
original
song
one,
is like
think.
Hate. I hate you. And then for TSA, there's some Shiny because it reminds me of Naomi.
Melanora
Sorry.
says she
Okay,
needs to listen to more K-pop. Literally hop into my DMs. I will provide.
I'll help you a lot. Yes, I will guide you through it.
Stig, we're going to be best friends now. I have decreed it. Stig loves BTS.
BTS. They're both great.
Yes. Okay, that's all the submitted questions. You guys can still ask as we go. But we were going to do kind of like a romance discussion thing.
Yeah.
So, what made you want to write healthy romance?
For me, it's that growing up, this is so easy for me. Growing up, my favorite movies, my favorite media, my favorite books, all of that. I loved stories that were half adventure, like violence and wild shenanigans, and half romance. Okay, so growing up, I loved Clash of the Titans. I loved The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, Jason and the Argonauts, The Count of Monte Cristo. I love The Mummy. Oh my gosh, I loved these stories, right? I love these stories so much. They had all this adventure and shenanigans, and then they had this adorable couple coming together. And or in like The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, they were already together, but she got cursed, and he went through all these dangers to uncurse her while she helped him. Even though, if you guys haven't seen The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, she's like this big. She got shrunk into a tiny little thing, and she helps him. He puts her in the genie lamp. She slides into the genie lamp, and she negotiates with the genie to help her. Okay, like fuck, she's
that's so
fucking
smart.
badass bitch, right? And so I loved these movies growing up, and I loved all of these stories. And it was really frustrating for me to watch movies that were not like this. And I was a very voracious reader, and to read stories that were not like this. And I'm not saying that every story or movie has to be the same, but when I pick up an adventure book or a romance book, I expect to see a couple that is actually good to each other, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And especially in romance. And I was getting a lot of shit that was like, I don't know, trigger warning, sexual assault, but I was getting a lot of stuff where it's like, oh, he's kind of rapey, but it's hot. And that became a trend. And it got to a point where I went for like a whole year where I was reading books and I didn't like anything because everything was like, the guy is super abusive or rapey or, just stuff that it's not cute, And it got to a point where I didn't want to read anymore because everything was such trash. Sorry, was not what I like. Okay, and it's one thing if you're writing a tragedy. It's one thing if you're writing horror. Genres where that thing is expected. But when you're marketing it as a romantic comedy or a romance or like adventure romance, you go into it expecting it to make you happy, and that wasn't happening, and the tides were turning. So for me, writing a healthy romance, it wasn't about making a statement. It wasn't about like, I'm trying to change the tide. For me, it was like, I want to write the kind of shit that I want to read because I am not finding it. I haven't found it since I was 12, like everything's changing. I just want to write the stories that I want to read because I want to read about couples who I actually am like, oh, I want them to get together and they're so sweet and cute. And I didn't understand the mentality of it's only sexy if it's dangerous, or it's only sexy if it's scary and terrifying and you want to call the cops. Like, it's not sexy to me. I don't get it. Sorry.
Yeah, and for me, like, I
really
loved reading romance for like well over a decade. And there's a lot of stuff that I read where at the time I didn't know any better, but like reading back, I'm just like, oh God, like the stuff that was acceptable is gross. And so I was like, I want to write something where, if I go back and read 10 years later, like, I'm going to cringe over like the writing, not what the characters are doing to each other.
Exactly. And like, I rewatch old, like all the things that I listed, they're all movies. Okay. But those were stories that were very impactful to me as a young person. And I go back and watch them as an adult, and there's lots of issues in the storytelling. There's lots of issues in the writing, but the romances themselves, in some ways, they are insta romances, but there are no issues in terms of how the characters like treat one another. Like even in the Clash of the Titans, Perseus basically wins the ability to marry Andromeda, which is weird. But when they are together, he's so sweet to her. Aww. And they're nice to each other. And they don't even show them in bed together until the very end, like months after they have, been married. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so like, it was just sweet. Like he was good to her, and he goes through all these, like jumps through all these hoops to try and protect her and keep her safe. And looking back as an adult, it's like, yeah, there are weird things. Like he won the ability to marry her and blah, 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 blah. But he actually like, it's so sweet. Like there were elements of him getting to know her and trying to protect her, and her trying to protect him, her trying to be involved in his life. Like there were things that were done right. Yes. To make it less icky. Whereas now they just take all the icky elements and like, let's just amp it up and just like, let's just make an icky salad. I'm just not into it, Like I would rather like, even if there are elements that I'm not crazy about in a story, as long as, there's consent there and both parties are like equally like,
yeah, they gotta want to be there.
Effort. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's sweet, and it was just frustrating, like as a modern reader, to read a lot of stuff that it's like, this isn't romantic at all. Like this isn't cute. This isn't sweet. I don't want to waste my time reading this. And it got to a point where I just stopped reading my favorite genres completely because they were so disappointing. So writing healthy romances for me was just a matter of, I'm just going to write what I want to read because I'm not seeing it right now. Like, it's not happening.
Totally valid.
Yeah.
Carrie said, my grandmother was hooked on Harlequin romance books. She loaned me one and I couldn't read it. It was guy meets girl, something happens, and they're fucking. No story. I think like Harlequins tend to be really short.
Yeah.
And they want to get to the fucking. So there's only so much you have before that.
I don't know if it's just the one that I've read, but all the Harlequins I've read have been like, I'm a man and women are less than me. And then the woman's like, I'm not less than you. Here's my vagina. That's every Harlequin I've ever read. So it's been hard. Like, I'm a man and you're beneath me. I'm not beneath you, but I'm going to lay beneath you. Hey, let's fuck. Like, that's literally every Harlequin I've ever read. I'm sure. Okay, guys, don't get mad at me. I'm sure there are exceptions. That's everyone I've ever read. And it's just kind of like, well, don't read that subset. But yeah, like, yeah, every time I would read a book, it was just a romance where I was like, this is not romantic. This is gross. I want to actually root for them because they're cute together, and not because like I beat you and that's sexy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Niemat said, reasons why I didn't read romance before TSC and Heart and Soul.
Oh.
We fixed it.
Yeah, we try. We try our best.
Yes.
I'm just writing what I want to read. So is Erin.
Okay. What is your favorite way for consent to come across in a book? I like it also outside of the bedroom. Like when you're new with people, you know, you need to ask, be like, is it okay if I do this? Is it okay if I do that? Be like, because even with like, you know, don't order people's food. Don't like make them do things, anything really. That's not a good start to a relationship.
I feel like it depends. I feel like, okay, I'm the person who, like, I'm not great at social cues. And even I know that it depends on the person and the situation, and you read the situation. And I'm not good at social cues, and even I can tell, like, oh, this person's, like, uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, so it completely depends, because some person can, like, give you consent with, like, oh, like, body language, like, oh, I'm ready. You know what I mean? Like, it depends on the situation. And I feel like consent can be sexy or wonderful or like, like so exciting in reading. Just so long as the person is like, okay, like I see I see what's going on here, you know? And sometimes like in TSC, Layla's nervous. It's her first kiss. She doesn't know what to do. So Tobias at first is just going to kiss her because she was snuggling up to him and stuff. And then he didn't because she seemed really, really nervous. So he just said, I want to kiss you. You know what I mean? Like, you have to fucking read the room. You know what I mean?
Communicate.
Like, right, exactly. Just fucking read the situation. And if you care about the person, you that shouldn't be an issue. I mean, like, if you care about the person, there should be no problem in trying to like, feel them out and then figure out what the fuck is going on, you know? And if you're not sure, like if you're bad at social cues like me, if you're not sure, just fucking say something like, hey, I can't tell. Are you like turned on or are you not turned on? Just fucking say something. But yeah, for me, there is no like one situation where it's like, this kind of consent is best. It's just, it depends on the situation. Read the room, read the person, and if you're confused, say something. And if you think that's going to make it awkward, it probably won't make it awkward. If anything, it'll be cute and funny. You guys can laugh about it and then take each other's clothes off. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Now fuck me. Pretty much.
Bye, Candy. Oh yeah, everyone likes the permission to hug.
That was cute.
Cause yeah, Ungi's freaking out, and Tessa's just like, oh, permission? Yes, no.
I would appreciate that because I don't like hugs. You know, like I'm not a super touchy person. Yeah. So I've had friends in the past who are like, I know you're not a hugger, but I'm a hugger, so I'm just gonna smother you in hugs, and I'm like, thanks, bitch. Thanks for respecting my boundaries. I appreciate it. So I appreciated that moment because I would have been like, I mean, well, maybe if I was in his situation and it's like a woman that I'm attracted to, I'd be like, okay, hug me. But but assuming I wasn't, I'd be like, no, but let's shake hands. And I appreciate that you asked.
Yeah, well, it's a thing too in Korea, like how people here, like they'll hug as a greeting for people that you barely know. You don't do that there. So it's like a boundaries thing and also a culture thing that she's checking on. But yeah.
That's where I belong. No one hugs as a greeting?
Well, if you know them, just not with strangers.
I'll just not know anyone.
And be like, nope.
I do the one arm like shoulder pat. That's what I do. Hey, this is my compromise.
Let's
I don't like it, guys. Don't hug me.
What are small ways that your characters show support?
You go first.
Oh God, I have to think of them. Well, they do like the communication. They'll do like the hugs when people are upset. When Ungi's really awkward, he'll just make her tea and then be like, here, like distraction, run away. But he's still trying to like offer her that comfort, even though he himself is extremely uncomfortable at that moment.
That's me. I can relate. It's okay.
Twinsies.
Okay, I'm thinking about Layla. She offers support. She's very protective.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because her world revolves around murder. Her world revolves around people trying to murder each other. But shut up, bitch. Sorry, my alarm went off. Her world revolves around people murdering each other. So for her, offering support is, okay, how do I keep this person alive? So she is constantly very protective of her sisters. There's a scene, I was going to say there's a scene where blah, 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 but it's for every sister. There's at least one scene for each sister where she is trying to protect the sister and make sure that she's okay and she's not being hurt by one of the people who is deadly in the palace.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how she works, is being sort of like Delphi is sort of like the mom sister, but Layla is like the dad in the sense where it's like, I got my shotgun. Who do I have to kill, you know? And when it comes to Tobias, it's also that, being protective, and also gifts. And that's because as a rich palace person, she has access to, you know, lots of grandeur, and she's used to receiving gifts. So like she gives him the wall so that he can hang his paintings, and she gifts him with the watchtower and all these things. And she's used to receiving stuff like that. So that's how she offers support and love to other people, is because it's sort of like the love language she is used to, she gives to other people. Cliff. I said Cliff. Sorry, force of habit. Tobias doesn't necessarily need gifts, but it's what she's used to. And I think a lot of people are used to giving the sort of gifts that they are used to receiving.
That's true. So, Styx says she shows support by sneaking down to heal people as an excuse to see Tobias. She's helping.
But that's the protection, you know? She's sneaking down and she's healing him because she's trying to protect him from dying. Let's be real.
Where would you have characters draw a line with support? Like, how stupid does someone have to be before you're like, okay, like, I gotta back up from this?
You go first, because mine is like I have to think of a way to not say it in a spoilery way.
Well, I don't think my characters really hit that point in Heart and Soul. Because, like, even when Ungi is having, like, his massive panic attack, she's just, like, she doesn't handle it great, but she's still trying in her own panicky way to assist him. It just doesn't go well. The thing is,
I related to that scene because I have anxiety. Mm-hmm. And Cliff, well, he has mild, but only because of chronic pain. Mm-hmm. And he, in the past, has not handled my anxiety well, but it wasn't because he didn't care or he was dismissing it. He was genuinely trying to be helpful. Mm-hmm. And that's what I picked up on that scene, is because Tessa is trying to be helpful, but she's not well versed in anxiety, and mm-hmm. she doesn't know that in trying to be helpful, she's actually making it worse. Mm-hmm. And that has happened to me with Cliff, where he's trying to be helpful and he's trying to offer solutions, but they don't understand that when you're having an anxiety attack, you're having an attack. It's like a heart attack, in the sense where it's like, if someone tells you, oh, you're having a heart attack, have you tried medication and pills? And have you tried exercise? It's like, we are past that, bitch. Like, we are having the attack right now. Call 911, calm me down. You know what I mean? Yeah. They don't get that. They're thinking, oh, what can we go back in time and fix? And I found that really relatable, because it's not the person being a bad person. They're actually being a good person. They just don't understand the mentality in that moment.
Yeah.
And so I completely related to that scene because yes, Tessa messed up, but it wasn't from a bad place. It was just from a place of not understanding, you know? And I think people, they get all upset. This is just me, like, this is just me as a reader. People get all upset when someone messes up, and it's kind of like, it's human error. You know what I mean? Like, if you had no experience with that, what would you do? And Cliff, you know, I feel, well, I'm biased. I feel like he's a wonderful partner, but when I first started having anxiety attacks, he didn't know how to handle it. And it took a few times for him to learn, okay, just handle the attack. And then once that calm down, then we can talk about like, therapy, this, that, like preventative shit. But in the moment, that's not the time, you know? So I found that really relatable. Sorry, I talked all over you.
That's okay. Well, it's like when you spend more time with people, then you start to understand better. Like you can adapt to help them more. But like Tessa and Ungi are still a fairly new relationship. So she hasn't experienced that with him before. So she's like, helping, except not.
But the thing is the way she helps, I feel like, at least when I read it, like I felt like that is how most people who don't have anxiety would react. Like most people who care who don't have anxiety, that's how they react. Because they don't know that when you're having anxiety, what you are feeling like you're going to die, and you just need someone to tell you you're not going to die, but not in those exact words. And so for me, it felt like a realistic reaction from someone who doesn't know. And if not, I mean, like, obviously, it's still a pretty new couple, still a pretty new relationship. But even if that wasn't considered, her reaction to me felt like a very normal reaction for someone who can't relate from like a mental health perspective. So I just thought that was very believable. Just my opinion as someone with anxiety. Someone said, "Oh God, mood, trying to explain to my mother what having depression and anxiety are like was a disaster." It runs in my family, so it was really my family. I just told them, "Hey, I have depression and anxiety." They're like, "You too." We can relate.
Let's see. Where does protective behavior cross the line? Because I feel like a lot of protective things that romance heroes and like in rom-coms and all that kind of stuff, they're doing like horrible things in the guise of be like, oh, well, I'm just trying to help.
I'm protecting.
Be like, it's for your own good. Except no, because it's really creepy.
Sorry, Cliff is just texting me.
That's okay.
About his doctor appointment. I think any time that you are like stalking and following, I think pretty much anytime you are invading a person's privacy and they don't know.
Yes.
Because there are situations where there have been situations that I've seen with couples where it's kind of like, hey, can I check your Facebook page? Okay. You know, like if you are like, that's technically an invasion of privacy, but if the person gives consent for it, it's not, it's fine. If you are invading the person's privacy and they did not give consent for it, I think it's fucking weird. Yeah. And I don't understand the point of it. And the thing is that if you are such a close couple, you know, like close couples are all up in each other's business. I mean, like Cliff and I, we live together. Like, you know, we share the same bathroom. If he wanted to invade my privacy, it's very easy to do so. So he should have no problem saying something, you know? So I think anytime you're being supportive or protective to the point where you're not saying what you're doing, I think that's weird. And I think that you guys have a problem. That's just my opinion.
You gotta trust your partner is like a rational human being who can make their own decisions. Because kind of what
if you think
they don't know.
If you think they're so stupid that they can't take care of themselves, why are you with them? You know what I mean?
An excellent
They
point.
can't do it, so I'll do it. You know? Like, okay, oh, shit, I just knocked my whole table.
Yeah. Okay. Misconceptions. Are happily ever afters boring? I don't think so. Life is pretty shitty for the most part. There's like so many horrible things in the world. I'm like, I want to come to a story where I know that no matter how broken things get, it's gonna get better. That's what I want.
That's my preference in reading. And here's the thing is, reading for me is an escape. It's for fun. It's something that I do to relax. You know, I usually read before bed. My life is stressful and hard. I run a business. I'm a caregiver for someone who suffers with, you know, CRPS. I want to read something that's going to make me happy. And I genuinely do not understand people who are like, happily ever after is boring. Like, if your life, okay, I'm about to get mean. Sorry. If your life is so boring where you need to read about tragedy, like, and I'm not saying that it's bad to read about tragedy, because I enjoy horror books. I enjoy thrillers and things like that as well. I'm not saying that you're a bad person if you like that. But if, you know, you think that happily ever after in itself is a boring concept, that for me is kind of like, dude, like, go out and do something with your life. Like, because for me, it's like, I've done a lot and I've lived a lot and I've gone through a lot of shit, and happily ever after for me is like a breath of fresh air. It's so nice to have that reassurance that I can read a book and the ship is going to sail. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to worry about that, you know? So I don't think it's boring at all. It's my personal reading preference, and that's just my personal writing preference.
Well, and it always baffles me too when people say, be like, well, you know how it's going to end. And I was like, no one gets mad when in a mystery novel they solve whatever the mystery is. Like, it's an expectation of certain genres. Certain things are going to happen at the end. Like,
right. And the thing is it's so irritating when you read a book and they tried so hard to get you. And so the end
hate subverting
makes
love
no
stories.
Sense. Yeah, the end makes no sense, but it's different than what you expected. And it's like, yeah, but that's just shitty writing. Like, I personally, as a reader, I have no problem with predicting the end. That doesn't bother me. I just want a good story, and I want characters that are interesting. I don't care if I see the end coming. Some of my favorite books that I've ever read, I knew what the ending was going to be. You could tell, you could see it from a mile away. I didn't care because the story was so impactful and the characters were so interesting and realistic. Yeah. That's my opinion, though.
And for romance, if something is being pitched as a romance and it doesn't end in a happily ever after or a happy for now, I'm going to be pissed. Because I don't go into those stories for anything except the characters to fall in love and be happy. Just let them be together.
Exactly. Like, I've read horror and thriller novels where I'm like, well, I know it's probably going to end in murder. And yeah, I know it because it's the genre. It's okay. So I'm prepared. And then when I get a romance, I remember I read this one book and it was hyped as like the romantic read of the year. And I was so excited. And at the end, the main female character kills herself to save the guy. And on top of that, the way she killed herself didn't even save the guy. It didn't even work. And it took my rating. I was enjoying the book so much. It took my rating from a 5 to a 1 because it was represented as a romance. And one of the defaults of the romance genre is happily ever after. And I'm like, if you had told me it was a tragedy, I would have prepared myself. But I only read this book because things have been shitty in my life and I wanted to read something happy. And then I read this book and it just depresses me. And now I got to read about this girl killing herself for no reason. And it was just depressing. And it just made no sense. And it felt shoehorned in. And I was like, just fucking put your book in the right genre, people.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Yeah, just label it as a tragedy. Thank you. Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, God. Can the bad boy trope be in a healthy romance?
I think so, but it
depends what kind of
not the way
bad boy they are. Because a lot of people they'll write like bad boy, but they'll be like genuinely horrendous human beings, or they'll be rapists or like whatever. And I'm just like,
Exactly.
no.
But the thing is I think a lot of people like mix bad boy and sexual predator, and it's like that's not the same thing. Like to me, when I hear like bad boy, I think like the guy who like if you're young, he cuts school, he smokes cigarettes. You know what I mean?
Like the fancy leather jacket and rides a motorbike.
Exactly. Like it's not that deep, you know. Or like if you're an adult, bad boy might be the guy who rides a motorcycle or goes clubbing and like. You know, maybe lots of girls like him and, you know, something like that. But a lot of people are like, the bad boy is like an abuser. Like,
don't like that.
Yeah, I think if people are honest about what a bad boy is, because any guy who is rebellious in some way can be a bad boy. Rebellion is what makes someone bad, rebelling against social norms. And that, in general, can be very attractive and not bad at all. But if they're bad in the sense that they, you know, are horrible to people, then no, I don't want to read that.
Yeah, not so much.
Oh, thank you. Next.
Are nice characters boring? I don't think so. I really like writing and reading about nice characters because they're enjoyable for me. Like, there's other horrible people in the stories, but I mean, I don't want to read about them being happy.
Exactly. I mean, like, I feel like for me nowadays, nice is synonymous with like the nice guy. And it's like, no, I don't want to read about him.
No.
But in general, it's like, I feel like we need a reminder that nice people exist.
Yeah, actually
and
nice,
like,
not the using time.
And they could be nice people who are bad boys or bad girls. You know, like it's not, you know, opposite of one another. Like I genuinely like to have the reminder, and it frustrates me to read books where they're like, the guy is arrogant. Yeah. Like I hate that shit. I don't want to read about the arrogant guy. I want to read about a guy who's just like kind. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that's boring. I think that's for me is my preference, because kindness is like becoming very rare in media, and I wouldn't necessarily say it's rare in real life, but it's not super common. I would put it that way.
Yeah.
So I like reading about it, and I personally think kindness is attractive, and people who don't think that maybe seek therapy.
An excellent point. I always really like the concept of like kindness is very punk, because you're pushing back against all of like these horrible pressures of the world. And regardless of if you're hurting or what, like you are not putting out more negativity. It's
exactly.
You have to be really strong and courageous to be kind.
Well, they say that like psychologically speaking, the kindest people are not always, but quite often people who have endured the most trauma and have experienced the most empathy. So that's what I usually try to write, is like, for example, with Tobias, he's like a kind guy. Well, his dad died and his sister is crippled, and he had to leave his, you know, lifelong dream in order to support his family, because his mom is the full-time caregiver of his sister, and his sister suffers from chronic pain. And that is something that I think about when I write, because and it's something that I've seen in real life, where a lot of people I know who have dealt with a lot of bullshit in their lives are really, really nice. And so when people say like, oh, kindness is boring in writing, I'm like, well, then you must know a lot of really privileged people, because like, I don't know what to tell you, because I think that kindness comes from a lot of people who have gone through a lot of shit. And that shit is interesting to write, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. I like kind characters. I would never say that they're boring, but that's just me. All right. Last question. Why is healthy romance important in fiction? I think
you want to go first?
Sure. Because people are always like, it's just fiction, but in reality, we inform ourselves on what we want, how to behave, because whatever you're watching, like that's how babies learn as they watch other people. So we're watching all of these fictional characters in books and movies and TV, and we are adapting our behavior. Like we figure out, what kind of relationships we want based on what we are presented. Be like, these are the options. Like, do you want to see characters that treat each other well and are kind and consensual and want to be there? Or do you want to be reading and having your preferences informed by all of like these stalkery assholes? So like, I think it's really important just to have it as like an example out there, because as much as people may not want to accept that they are informed by fiction, they very much are.
Oh, that's a thing. And everyone's always like, oh, what does it matter? It matters a lot, especially for me when it's adult fiction. I'm a little less judgmental about what people write because it's adult fiction. And when you're an adult, you should be able to psychologically, filter what you experience versus what you read or ingest. But not all adults can. But it really bothers me when it's, especially in young adult fiction, because, and that's where it's most prevalent, like so much abuse in young adult fiction being romanticized. And it's like, these are young girls as young as 12 years old reading this stuff, and young boys, of course. And it's normalized that, oh, it's okay if someone pushes your boundaries. It's okay if someone is a sexual predator, It bothers me because, yes, as a creator, you can create whatever you want, but knowing that what you create does have an impact on your readers psychologically, I feel like you have to be really dumb to not know that media has a psychological impact on people. Hold on a sec. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
My AirPods died.
The camera's probably going to run out soon, but this is our last question. It's cool.
We'll close things up here like really soon. But my point is that just I feel like as a writer or as a creator in general, you have an audience. And sorry, I was just checking the updates about whether or not my audio is okay. You have an audience, and you have to be at least aware of the effects.
Oh, you cut out. We can no longer hear you at all.
Oh man, so you should at least make it clear that, it's supposed to be unhealthy and it's supposed to be frowned upon. But a lot of people romanticize all this unhealthy shit. Oh. Sorry, people were going in like, we lost her, she's back. But yeah. I think it's really, really important because your audience is learning from what you're writing. So you can either make a positive statement or you can make a negative one and make it last and get your money. But yeah, you negatively affected everyone that you produced to. Good for you.
Yep. So I'm always going to write healthy romance. I write romance pretty much for the foreseeable future. And yeah, I'm not going to have assholes in there. And if they are assholes, they're not going to be leads.
Yeah, if I were to write a romance as unhealthy, it wouldn't be a romance. It would just be like a love story that was like in a horror or something.
Yeah.
It would be pretty clear that it's not supposed to be romanticized. Sticks like any SJM book. Yeah, basically.
Oh, Lordy. All right. Are we done?
I think so. I mean, like, I know you're
I just don't want like the camera battery to like cut out and then
let's just close it. Let's just close it off.
All right. So thank you all for coming to the celebratory live stream. I'm pretty sure all of you know Jenna, but Jenna, tell everyone where they can find you anyways.
I am on YouTube at Writing with Jenna Moreci. It's just youtube.com/Jenna Moreci. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jenna Moreci. And you can check out my book, The Savior's Champion. Go buy it. There's an audiobook. It's fabulous. It's voiced by Nick Denton, and he has the voice of an angel.
Yeah, go get it.
Yes.
Yes, and well, all of you obviously know that Heart and Soul just came out yesterday, so
Congratulations.
you can pick up your copy. I also have a giveaway going on Instagram right now. If you want a chance at a free signed copy, all the
Yes.
information will be on Instagram. I'll put all the links for both of our social medias in the description below. And next week, I will see you with our regularly scheduled programming in video form. Chad, you have to come back. I don't know how to close out the live stream. So thank you all for coming, and I will see you by the bye.
Bye.
Willow, say hi. She's in her berry. How do you unlive it? It's just there forever. You're stuck with me forever.
Yeah, I'll cancel. It's just on the other screen here, so I can't get to the button. All right.
Let's just look at my beautiful book until then.
Ready?
Yes.